Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of New Mexico. So we're buying more land in Doña County. We've got a handful of properties currently in escrow right now. This is the first to make its way out of escrow, so we're going to talk about it here in today's video. This is reference number DANM2985. As noted, it's in Doña County, home to Las Cruces. It is a small 1-acre lot, and it is priced at $4,500. And for the record, $4,500 on a price breaker basis down there is a pretty good price in that region. So, FYI. Before I begin on this, I'm just going to say, generally speaking, I've got about two types of buyers who come to the website. There's ones who want to buy things that are have really good roads, have utilities close to the property line, they're close to development, etc., etc. And then there's the other type of person who likes things to be, as I have here in the headline, secluded, which is to say private, remote, what have you. And utilities is not a big concern to them, and road conditions is also not a big concern to them. So if you're from the first group, you're probably not going to want to watch this video. If you're from the second group, however, I think this property is going to appeal to you a lot. So let's bring this up on the map. As with all of our listing pages, GPS coordinates down here. Click on any one of these. It's going to bring it up on the Google Maps. So first off, let me show you where this is in the grand scheme of life here. If you zoom back a little bit, what you can see is that it sits just outside of Las Cruces. This is, let's measure distance. This is roughly a 12-mile drive into Las Cruces. So any sort of dining, shopping, nightlife, grocery supplies, schools, churches, medical, anything you're going to want or need is probably a quick drive way down here into town. And as you can see, most of this is a quick shot down the US 70 here into Las Cruces. This area right here, just north of the 70, this is kind of a developed little region. There's a lot of little homes out here and such. The further north you go, the less developed it becomes, obviously. And then you go even further north and you get out to the subject property right here. I'll just point out to you guys, you've got a couple homes over here, maybe family farm, something like that. And there's actually a really nice home right here, but that's about as far north as everything goes. So this property is a little further back from that. It's a little more remote, a little more secluded. Let's talk about power, first of all. So there's no power out here at the property line. The nearest power is right down here at this home. Now, let me just show you. This is roughly about a half-mile away. I don't know what it costs to get power extended out from something like this to the subject property. I would assume it's a little more expensive. I would assume this is a little more ideal for someone who's looking to experiment with solar power. Okay. If, however, you do want to contact a local utility company and talk to them about what it takes to get power out to the property, we're going to have that link in the table on the listing page to help you with that. Anyway, next, let's talk about access to the property. So when I first looked at this lot, this little 1-acre lot right here is the property. My big concern was, does it have legal access? A lot of times when you get out into these rural areas, you'll find somebody has taken like 40 acres like this, and they've subdivided it wrong. And these 3 lots don't have legal access, and this one doesn't, but these 2 do, and yada, yada, yada. So we closed through New Mexico Land and Title. It's my new favorite title company in the state of New Mexico. It services 14 counties. My favorite escrow officer is there, Rochelle. So anyway, the point is the title company was able to confirm that the property does have legal access, and the legal access is off of Rabbit Run Road. So we made the sale purchase agreement contingent on that, on being able to confirm that detail. So Rabbit Run is over here. It runs east-west, and then it runs north-south. And I think it runs east-west again. I don't know. The fact it's not named, maybe not. I don't know. But the property actually has an address of Rabbit Run Road, believe it or not. So my guess is the legal access is probably some sort of easement right here, something like that. That'd be my guess. Or, if we go back to map view here, I think you can see that there's sort of some road cutouts here like this thing. This might be Rabbit Run on the other side of, I don't know. Anyway, point being it has legal access. Now, as you can tell from my stuttering and stammering, how exactly do we get out to the land? Well, so first thing is, this would seem like the most obvious way. This is what Google Maps originally told my photographer. And I'm just going to kind of talk about this with you guys, because if anybody wants to go out and scout this property, typically I say, oh, just Google it. Just run the GPS coordinates into your smartphone. In this particular instance, that's not going to be the best way. So I'm just going to show you. This Moongate Road here looks like it goes all the way out to the property right here. Moongate, in fact, kind of dead ends right here. If we zoom in on this right here, you can see, yes, it dead ends. It stops being a road. So There's Moongate right there, and then it's not there. So if you're going out to scout the property, you don't want to take Moongate. What you want to take is Holman Road. Holman is the parallel road over here. It goes from the 70 all the way up to Rabbit Run Road. So then you're going to turn east on Rabbit Run, and then, well, there's a number of ways after this to make your way out to the property. Now, down here in the gallery, what we have is a handy sort of guide as to which way my photographer took. So my photographer took this turquoise route, route number 1 here. Okay, where he got out to Rabbit Run, he went up Rabbit Run, then he went on this road, and then he went on this other one and came down around this way to the property and accessed it this way. And when I asked him, why didn't you go this way to the property and up, he said, for some reason he didn't think to do that. Oh, no, that's what it was. Google Maps was telling him to go up Rabbit Run. So he was specifically told not to go this way. Now, let me just go back to the map here and show you something. If you come down here to Rabbit Run, you kind of zoom in, what you're going to see is there's power lines here along this road. Power here, power here, power here. What this tells me is this is a quote-unquote county-maintained road. If it has power lines going down it, that's usually what it means. So I would think to get out here, don't go up Rabbit Run. Just go this way across this road and then kind of make your way up this way. And in fact, we have that indicated as route number 2, this dotted line right here, as a good way to get to the property. Or route number 3 would be simply to continue down this road all the way until you get to, what's it called, Moongate. Until you get to Moongate, make your way up this way, and then back over to the subject property. Either one of those 3 routes is probably going to work. And I normally don't waste people's time in these videos talking about how to get out to the land. I usually just say, just Google it. You'll figure it out. But on this particular one, I want to show you guys that. Now, furthermore, let me just go down to the gallery here. I want to just show you guys. So this is where Holman meets Rabbit Run. And this is an idea of what the road conditions are like out here. So not bad over here. Maybe a little harder once you get to the property. Now, that being said, what I'll have you guys know is I've sold a number of properties to people who have had things like, roads that maybe looked like this. And what I've heard on a number of occasions is, I just called the county, and the county came out and actually did something about it. And I know that sounds Pollyannish. I know that sounds naive to believe that county government is going to come out and actually do something about these roads. But I think once you're a landowner, once you call and say, hey, I'm a landowner out here, I got some problem accessing my property, can you come out and can you pave this? Can you do something with this? Maybe not pave it, but you get the point. Can you come out here and do something about the road? Can you grade it? They're usually, from what I've heard, actually pretty agreeable about that. Now, I haven't heard of that particularly down in Las Cruces, down in Doña County, but I've heard of it in other counties in New Mexico. So I have to believe that it kind of holds true elsewhere. Anyway, so this is what the terrain of the property looks like. As you can see, you've got some really beautiful views here of the Oregon Mountains. This is that house that's about a half-mile away that we were talking about earlier. Here you can see there's the power lines out here at the lot. And then you've got, I don't know, roughly 40 more pictures of this mostly barren landscape out here. So that's what the land looks like, and that would be how to get out there. Now, let's talk about zoning. What can you do out here and what can you not do out here? As with all of our properties, we'd like to provide some zoning information. This property is zone D1. And if you click this PDF, it's going to bring it up here and explain to you what D1 is. So D1 indicates a low-density residential zone. This is, there's actually, so let me zoom down here. Obviously, single-family dwellings are acceptable. Mobile home, site-built home, that's the kind of thing that you normally expect. What's interesting about reading through these zoning designations is that it actually allows for things like civic space, a park, could be a neighborhood multi-purpose field, a playground, community garden, small or large, etc. So not just necessarily single-family dwelling. I don't know who would put a food truck out there, but apparently that's an option as well. Point being, read through this, you'll get a sense of some things. What I would say is notable here is I see no indications about minimum square footage of the home, of the residence that's on the property. So this might be something that you can do with. Might be something you can do with. Let me master the English language first. Might be something where you can put a tiny home out here. If I were you, I would call Doña County. I would talk to them about that first before you set out to do something like that. But if you've got a mobile home, you've got a prefab home, you want to take it out there, set it up out there, most likely you're going to be able to do that. There's not going to be much resistance to that, FYI. Now, let's go through some of the things I talked about here as references. If you come down here to our county contact info, so Doña County doesn't have a quote-unquote planning and zoning office. What they have is a community development office. Click on this, it's going to take you to their website. That's where I would direct questions about what exactly the D1 zone means and what you can do out there and what you can't. Simultaneously, if you want to talk to anybody about how to get power extended out to the property, if you're not going to go the route of solar power, I'd call up El Paso Electric. El Paso Electric services this region. This is their website here. And you can talk to them about, hey, my property is located in, in such and such region. What would it take to get power extended roughly about a half mile to the property? What do I need to know? And they can help you with that. Furthermore, we have some other links here. If you're going to be drilling a well, you're going to want to talk to the New Mexico State Engineer's Office. I would click on this link and I would follow through to their website and do some reading there. Anywho, all right. So I don't have a ton to say about this property, but I do want to end just by talking about comps out here. So these are all the listings currently available in Doña County. Let's sort these by price, lowest first. So here's a 2.5 acre for $10,000. This shakes out on a price per acre basis to be roughly what we're offering this land for. Here's some 5 acres for $25,000. Each of those obviously is about $5,000 an acre. So roughly about the same as what we're offering. But once you go a little bit further here, what you're going to see is here's 2 acres for $28,000. Here's an acre for basically $30,000. Here's another acre for $30,000. Here's realtors in New Mexico reusing the same photo all the time. But basically, once you get up into it, you're hitting 1 acre properties that are $30,000, et cetera, et cetera. So point being is this is a pretty good deal on land as far as price per acre goes. Now, if you're interested in purchasing this property, just come down here, click the Buy Now button. It's going to take you to this secure checkout. We're going to ask you for all the information that you would enter for the deed, legal name for the deed, you, your wife, your husband, your nieces and nephews, so on and so forth. Email address, phone number, ways we can get in touch with you, and then the tax address where the county is going to be sending the tax bill once a year. You agree to our terms of service, click next down here, and then it's going to ask for your credit card information. Once you have purchased the property, as far as we are concerned, it is yours to do with as you please. Go out there, have fun, go nuts. That being said, it's going to be roughly about 3 weeks before a recorded deed is in your hand. Whatever the case, you give us money within 24 hours, going to be in touch with you. We're going to be getting you a copy of what that deed is going to look like for you to approve, and we're going to get that off to the county as soon as possible. All right. By the way, one more thing, guys. Because we closed on this with the title company, this is going to be a little different. Normally, we give a special warranty deed on properties in this price range. Because we have closed through title, because the title has been insured, we are offering a warranty deed on this property. Just a quick FYI on that. Anyway, all right, everybody. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it, and we will see you in the next